What is going on YouTube? Hit it back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as the S&P 500. Yesterday, we put out an emergency price update in regards to the fact that most of these cryptocurrencies were actually holding on to support fairly well after the massive drop. This is actually a very good sign, and it almost referenced that the bottom is pretty much in on most of the major cryptocurrencies. Using this key support could ultimately allow us to slowly start to climb back up. And I want to give kind of like my optimistic view of where exactly we could be heading to. There's definitely some very interesting signals forming on the XRP chart that I really want to show you guys. Otherwise, if you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. Alright guys, as you can see, I'm here on the current coin market cap, and out of the top 10 cryptocurrencies, we really don't look too bad. This is pretty much another day of what appears to be consolidation, as most of the cryptocurrencies aren't really seeing any sort of bullish volume or correction really at all. The only coin that's really standing out to me right now is Litecoin, which is up about 9% to the day, still over $200, which is pretty incredible. But I want to dive right into today's episode. I'm going to start by looking at the XRP chart here on Bityard. This is XRP to USD. But as you guys can see, there's definitely some very interesting supports and resistances we have to discuss with the way XRP is trading and how we can move forward in this coin. So honestly, the way things are looking right now, in the past, we've pretty much used these indicators, as you can see, the 5, 10, 20, and 40-day moving averages, as a way to gauge pretty much where the coin is moving. And you can see, for the most part, where exactly the coin is currently trending at right now seems to be right on the 5 and 10-day moving averages, as these have immediately corrected below the 20 and 40-day moving averages. And we've pretty much been holding on to this for dear life. Now, what's interesting is when we look at the past, and you can see right here, for reference, when we've had these bearish crosses where the 5 and 10 day fall below it, we tend to kind of consolidate, sideways for a little bit until the 20-day moving averages comes back into contact. Once we see these come back into contact with the 5 and 10-day moving average, the 20-day usually starts to put some volume onto here, and eventually we can, almost get back above here. So what I'm noticing right now is the fact that the 20-day moving averages is slowly coming back down to come back in touch with the 5 and 10 day, and what this might allow is for us to slowly build up some volume and eventually breach above here. Now, what's interesting too is when looking at XRP on the 4-hour as well as the daily on TradingView. This is the Bitfinex TradingView, and you can see a very interesting trend that's forming right now. So really, it's definitely a hard view, and this is definitely one of those coins that isn't really showing the best volume, but I want to give you guys my opinion on the way this market is trending right now. So you can see the way XRP is forming right now is it managed to actually see a massive wick. It actually fell as low as 36 cents and immediately reversed back up in the same day, back to 47 cents, and it seems like it's gradually holding on to support right here, a very strong support that I might add at 46 cents. And what I noticed back in the past is pretty much how well this is a bottom support. You can see when slowing down or referencing prior movements in the past, you can see how we've used this as pretty much a support level to swing back to the upside. We've used this multiple times to retest it. It's also acted as a very strong resistance. And then back in, I believe, 2017, if I can finally get there, let's scroll back. Actually, I'm going to pull it up on the daily just to make this a little bit easier. You can see right now what I'm referring to. Back right now, kind of where the price is playing out, you can see how we've used this as a means of bottoming off, reversing back up, as well as pretty much just consolidating on the support level and eventually getting back above here. So we're definitely in a very interesting scenario within XRP. It's going to be a very hard sell, especially the way this is trending out. There's no real easy way to pretty much graph and trade XRP right now, as we are just kind of holding on to support here. What would look better is if we came slowly back above. We did have an uptrend that we've been using in the past to trend above, but unfortunately we did come back below here, below our prior high, and we're starting to set these lower highs in suit right now. So ultimately we do have a support level, and we do have 43 cents as a means of holding on to support, but it doesn't look like coin wants to fall lower. We are a fairly undervalued coin, and you can see even on the 4-hour support level levels right here, the coin really doesn't look too bad. It's at 43 on the relative strength indicators. We are seeing some bearish, some bearish movements right here. The only thing that really is telling me the coin wants to move back up and we've pretty much hit the bottom is with the bullish cross we're starting to see on the MACD right here. So if things all play out, the way I've been, kind of mapping things out to, let me just remove this real quick, is the coin looks like it wants to build up support and slowly come back to retest 51 cents and hopefully break above there. And what would be ideal is if we came back above either this resistance right here at 53 cents or the uptrend and started to use that to complete the movements right here. But I do think that this bullish cross on the MACD is the only really good sign for XRP right now in regards to short term, volume and movements that would ultimately swing us back to the upside. Now, how would I take advantage of a move like this? I'd obviously be getting ready to leverage trade it if I do see the opportunity to swing back and retest this 20-day moving average here on the coin. You can see in the past, usually when we tend to break below here, we hug these moving averages and eventually come back to swing above here. You can see once again where the 5 and 10 have fallen below here. We consolidated on this, the 20-day eventually came back down to retest support, and then we broke back above here. So what I'm looking for is eventually some sideways consolidation. This is on the 4 hour, so we probably won't see more than a day or two of this consolidation. Eventually, the 20-day should come back slowly to retest here, and then we should be able to get back above here and eventually get back above 50 cents to 53. Now, I would pretty much stay clear right now. Just wait for the consolidation to happen in XRP. There are some other better trades, but if you do want to, check out BitYard and just use this for reference, either test your skills here on the demo account that they do offer, or get ready, as I do want to explain some other bigger opportunities within Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. You can always buy long, sell short, leverage trade, do pretty much all these opportunities here because they offer all these bigger cryptocurrencies and altcoins. So I did link them in the description if you want to check them out. But mainly what I want to dive into is in Bitcoin and these other altcoins. So what was also a very interesting thing that I noticed was the massive reversal that happened on the S&P 500, immediately swinging the price of the S&P 500 back up, and we are starting to head back up. So even after a big reversal and a big drop, we came back down, lowered ourselves dramatically on the moving averages and the relative strength indicators, came back down to retest the 4 hour support on the moving average, and we immediately got back inside our ascending fractal and are easily heading back up. And what I noticed is Bitcoin is kind of doing the same thing, and this is why I have more support for Bitcoin and XRP. This is kind of why I'm backing it, as XRP really isn't showing the best indicators for easy tracking and easily uptrends to pretty much gauge ourselves on just XRP. When it comes to that, where you can't really gauge one cryptocurrency, I like to extend my view, look at other altcoins to pretty much help me gauge where the direction of the market really wants to head. And when I looked at Bitcoin, obviously one of the bigger traders in the space, I started to notice on the 4 hour that we already had our bullish cross on the MACD, and that when we did fall, we came back down to retest the 4 hour moving averages as well as our uptrend that we started all the way back since January 27th. This is the biggest indicator to me, and this is really what I wanted to stress to you guys. This is why this is so important, and I do believe it is going to help influence XRP to head back up. It seems like the bottom is in. Ultimately, if Bitcoin and these other altcoins actually broke below this 4 hour moving average here, specifically Bitcoin, I would reference the fact that we are probably going to see a bigger drop to the downside and a bigger move to the downside. But ultimately, we actually managed to regain support right here. You can see the uptrend that's forming. I could easily remove this. It's not necessarily that useful. I just want to extend this. You can kind of see the reference that I'm referring to. We did manage to break above here and trend on top of here, but this is still an uptrend, and we are using this extremely well. And we actually managed to break once again back above the $49,000 support and are currently trading at around $51,000, a little bit higher. So we really look good on all the indicators for Bitcoin right now. On the 4 hour, on the daily, everything appears fairly good. I mean, yes, we did have the bearish cross a couple of days ago on the MACD, but in regards to the 4 hour, as well as the way these coins want to trend out, it looks very good, and it looks like the coin is going to be heading up higher. So I would not be surprised in the slightest if by the end of February, we could easily see the coin retesting all-time highs once again, very close to $58,000. The fact is, we need these small, healthy corrections. It pulled the coin down So to long this easily, where I can honestly predict the coin will probably start to swing back up to $55,000 is an easy trend, and I'm probably going to be using Bitcoin on Bityard right here. You can see what I'm referring to as well. We actually managed to regain support right here where the 20-day moving average came back down to meet the 5 and 10-day moving averages on the 4-hour charts for Bityard. This is on the Bitcoin chart. This is exactly what I was referencing within XRP. Once we see the 20-day moving average come back to help bottom out the coin, it will ultimately allow us to use this as a support method to finally swing back up and retest the 40-day moving average. So you can see the same thing applies to XRP. We're waiting for this this 20-day moving average to come back down, go back pretty much around the 5 and 10-day moving average, and eventually allow us to swing back up and retest the 40-day, which would be closer to 52 cents. So where am I predicting this? What am I saying? How does this make sense? Ultimately, Bitcoin looks like it's going to be the easiest coin to profit off of in the short term. I do believe we're going to swing back up to about $55,000. This aligns pretty damn well with the way we're seeing on the 4-hour right here. I do want to pull up the daily as well. You can see we are retesting also the 5 and 10-day here, but I do believe we have enough support to swing ourselves back up. And how I'm going to be capitalizing off these runs for the next couple of days, in which I'm predicting would be swinging back up to retest about 55K in the next couple of days, is on the Bityard charts using the buy long and pretty much just setting a trade as simple as clicking, like 1,000 in here, clicking buy long. I could leverage trade this as well if I wanted to, and capitalizing off the run to the upside. So I do believe we are going to be headed back up, easily retesting 53,000 and then moving so on and so forth to the upside. We're still above this uptrend, so we are still creating the higher lows pattern, which is still a bullish sign. So I'm still fairly bullish on XRP and on Bitcoin for short-term movements. Yes, XRP is kind of trending sideways. We are starting to see the sideways movement. This could allow us to swing back up. I'm waiting for a pop to 50 cents, maybe 54. We're starting to see a bullish cross on the 4-hour MACD, so things look good short-term for the coins. Even on Ethereum and on Litecoin, we're starting to see very similar patterns. As you can see on Litecoin, we were undervalued, but we are starting to see a swing back up, already starting to, show the bottom was in, and the coins are starting to reverse back out of this. So I don't think the pump is over just yet. I still think there's plenty of people that are really invested into this market, and it's really just a waiting game at this point. So I am waiting on these coins to pretty much just fill themselves back in, but I do believe we are going to slowly start to head up higher. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video, guys. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, as this does help support the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.